You're listening to the Amazing Facts Daily Devotional. Today's topic, Samuel, dedicated to God, Part 2. As a child in the temple, Samuel learned about God and served him as best as he knew how. But Samuel had yet to truly know God on an intimate, personal level. Then one night, that all changed. Lying in his bed, Samuel suddenly heard a voice calling his name. Assuming that it was Eli, he hurried straight away to the high priest's side. "Here I am," he said. But it was not Eli who had called him. So Samuel returned to his room. 3 times he heard the call, and 3 times diligently rose from his bed. But this third time, Eli perceived that the Lord had called the boy, 1 Samuel 3:8, and instructed Samuel in how to respond. This time, when Samuel returned to his bed, God actually appeared before the child and, as before, called him by name. "Samuel, Samuel," verse 10. Obedient as ever, Samuel answered, forgetting, in his awe, to address God by his own name. The Lord then proceeded to give Samuel his first prophecy, disclosing what was to happen to Eli and his family, verses 11 through 14. It was a somber sentence, and when morning came, Samuel was reluctant to disclose what he knew to his mentor. But after a firm prompting from Eli, Samuel obeyed, repeating all he had been told. The experience was the first of many the famed prophet was to have in his lifetime of faithfully delivering God's messages to his people. While Eli had failed his own sons in many ways, the high priest nevertheless succeeded in instructing Samuel in the way of the Lord, in obeying him instead of man, and trusting in his word above all else. It was on that night that Samuel met God for the first time, verse 7, and in a very literal way was called into service by him. It was then that he truly began to know God. As his mother had promised, until his death, Samuel served God. So Samuel grew, and the Lord was with him, and let none of his words fall to the ground. Verse 19. Do you know God on an intimate level? Do you regard him as your personal Savior? God knows each of us by name. He desires to have a one-on-one relationship with you. Our key Bible text today comes from John chapter 10 and verse 14. I am the good shepherd, and know my sheep, and am known of mine. Thank you for listening to the Amazing Facts Daily Devotional.